So, as Mr. Tanikachalam told, I am basically Bachelor of Engineering from Production Engineering and Master of Engineering from Industrial Safety. So, I started my career from SPIC to Tutuparing and worked with Vedanta Alumina Limited. And after that, after 10 years experience in India, I joined Kuwait National Petroleum Corporation, KNPC Kuwait project. Now I am working with the Ministry of Health projects in Kuwait. So total 18 years experience in industrial atmosphere. So I started in the engineering field, then slowly I converted to our my career to occupational health and safety. So the present requirement is everyone is focusing on the manufacturing and production and constructing all the other buildings and infrastructures. Yes, it's very much required, and beyond that, the human life is very much valued. Is it agree, everyone? Everybody agree for this?
Yes, yes, yes.
The human life is much valued. Construction, manufacturing, other activities. So, so my focus slowly converted to the safety of the people who are all working at the industry atmosphere and to meet the set target by the industry. So that is the my topics. So principle of safety management and material and manpower loss and the prevention at the workplace. So my topic is very clear, everyone now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you understood my topics now? I hope. Okay. So this is my profile. So the my simple concept of the presentation is this. So can you see what is this? Can you see what is this? Is a harm the people. So every activity is around us is like to make some harm to the people, and because of that, there may be some material damage or some human loss may happen. So the simple concept is we should identify what is the harm and what the control measures can be made from that harm. So that is my objective of these presentations. So the simple everything have a simple technique to control this. What are the harm or hazard? Hazard means what is the harm arriving from the what are the activities or products or atmosphere. So now the harm. What is the harm in this? The animal may bite. So how we can control? Very simple. We can put some guard on the mouth. So for each and every activity, we should think, first of all, think before starting any activity. So what are the problems may happen from the activities, or what are the problems may happen using of the product, or what are the problems may happen around the atmosphere. So we should think. So think and control the hazard. So what is the hazard? Hazard means the danger. Simple word is danger. Danger from the product, danger from the activities, danger from the atmosphere. So when we identify the danger, what is the danger? So we can make a simple thing to control this. So this is the simple, the objective of this presentation. So I have taken the statistics from the industry, from the recent statistics from the 2016 to 2019. What are the causes for the death of the people, or a major injury of the people, or a major loss to the material? So we have taken average to the, up to 2,500 numbers here the exposures. So I have identified the transportation and incidents, falls, slips and trips, and violence and other injuries by the persons and contact with objects and equipment and exposed to harmful substance or environment, fire and explosions. So these are the maximum causes behind of the losses of material and human lives. So we want to check the basic or simple methodology how we can avoid this. So how we can save the material, how we can save the human beings from these hazards. So that is the studies I have taken. So again, the one more statistics. So again, what are the constructions and all industries? What are the causes? Slip, trips, fall, on the same level. This is the maximum. And injured while handling, lifting, or carrying, and falls from a height, and struck by moving, and including flying, falling, and objects. So this is the one statistics we have taken. And one more statistics I have taken industry variation, non-fatal injuries and illness. This fatal means the death of the person, the worker working. So I have taken the manufacturing, construction, and all other things. So in this, the manufacturing and construction have the maximum number of losses. That is in terms of material and human life. So we are focusing on this construction and manufacturing in the today's presentations. And this again, particularly in the construction disease, we have seen the fatal rates maximum happened. You might have seen in the paper also trenching and cavern fatalities. So it is you see the maximum numbers have taken in the construction, particularly in the during excavation and the particular construction of the area. So the trenching and cavern fatal. Cavern means the sand is engulfing the persons and trying to get the damage. Okay. And again, these are statistics, work injury statistics, again from 2018, first half and second half, and 19 first half and second half. So again, this is gives the result: falls, slips, trips, and falls, machinery related incidents, falls from the height, and vehicular related incidents. And these are the minor injuries statistics. So overall, the loss of material or manpower is happening because of falls, struck by an object, and electrocution, and caught in or in between an object. So in percentage, we can take 30% of the losses happen due to falls, and 10% struck by the object, and 2% caught in between, and 9% due to the electrocution. Electrocution means the person damaged due to the electricity. So now clear the subject. Hello, audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. And why the industry is much focused on safety? So all the people working for what? Everybody is working for the profit of the activities. For any industry, construction or manufacturing, any industry, they are much focused on the cost and the reputation and the saving the people who are involved in the industry. So that is the main thing, sir. So in this, you can see, in case of any accident, why safety required in industry? In case of accident, we can see only two causes, only direct causes. So direct causes will be very, very, very less. It's visible. So that is the medical, that is a doctor visit, physical and therapy and medicine, etc. only. But invisible. So beyond this accident, the invisible cost is much higher. So you see the indirect causes. This is the safety iceberg theory. The direct versus indirect cost of accidents. So hidden dangers. What are the hidden dangers? Reduced productivity, accident investigation, administrative cost, lost time by supervisor, cost of training and replacement, and overtime, legal fees, and negative publicity. That is the reputation of the company, and damage to the customer relations. So these are the indirect costs. Its value is much higher than the direct cost. So we can go in detail. Direct cost is only 20%. So that is the medical expense and compensation to the person. But indirect cost is four times higher than this direct cost, the 80%. So beyond this cost, this cannot be compensated, the physical suffering, mental suffering, and family suffering. So that's why we need to be focused on the material and manpower loss prevention at workplace, particularly in the construction and manufacturing industries. So now we can come to the what is accident. So accident means is not a planned activity. Accident means it's not a planned. Everyone knows. Suddenly it happened. Didn't expected that. So that That is, the accident is an unexpected, unplanned, uncontrolled, and undesirable event. So this is everyone can accept. So the accident, after the accident, oh, I did a small mistake. This was the basic mistake. So that is unplanned. So we can be avoided. So it will interrupt the proceeded activity. So what are the targets we fixed, and everything will be interrupted, and we cannot meet the targets, and it may or may not result with injury or property damage. So this is the basic concept of the accident. So you can see this suddenly struck up in the machine and falling. These are small things, but it may be a major injury to the people. And what are the causes we can get it in general of the construction manufacturing industry? So physical GOM, that is the physical and biological, economical and chemical. So what are the physical possible? Working with the tools and machinery, working at height, electrical work, and exposed to noise or vibration. These are the minimum example. And causes ill health through contact with the microorganisms, bacteria, virus, fungi, or insects, human, animals, and sharp objects, needles and cuts. And ergonomical, that is a harm caused by poor working postures. The maximum is happens in office and working atmosphere. Poor work sessions and confined space work, unsuitable equipment. And these are able to produce health effects because of this chemical, dust and vapors, fumes and gases, corrosive and poisonous. So these are the, in general, hazards we have classifications. So how we can control this hierarchy of these hazards? So hazard means danger. First, we have to think eliminations. Can we eliminate this activity, or can we eliminate this product, or can we eliminate this surroundings? So we have to think in that angle. Suppose if you are unable to eliminate, but we have to do that one, then we have to think of the substitution. So substitution means exchange of the material, exchange of the atmosphere, exchange of the activities. So can we think of these substitutions? Or if we cannot avoid elimination, we cannot substitute, then we should think of engineering control. So we as an engineer, we should think how we can do the job safely. So engineering methods. So the engineers are much involved, focused on this particular focus, particularly the mechanical engineers. They have to be focused on this engineering control in integration with the electronics and electrical and other advanced techniques. So we have to be mainly focused, particularly the mechanical branch should focus on this engineering controls in this safety management. Particularly the physical controls to separate the worker from the hazard. Hazard means the danger. Or elimination also not much effective, substitution also not much effective, engineering controls also okay, 95, 99%, again 1%. So then we have to think of administrative control at the workplace, the procedures, safe system of working, training, and other facilities for the people, for washing facilities and refreshment areas. And last defensive that resort is personal protective equipments. So issue the people helmet, gloves, or other required personal protective equipments. So we can to control the hazards. That is, this PP is the last sort of the control. So these five hierarchy of the control is mainly we should think to avoid the dangers at workplace. So first we have to give maximum importance to this stage. So from the first priority to the last, that is the least priority. So the PP is the least priority, and again above that administrative control, then engineering control, and substitution and elimination. So we should give this. First of all, we should, if you want to avoid the danger, first you should think from this stage to that stage. So if we want to be successful and it can be safe for everyone, we should start think from this top, and second top, and third top, and fourth and fifth. These are the basic guidelines to have control measures at workplace. Particularly as an engineer, we should think elimination or substitution or engineering control. And what is the accident prevention? So already I informed you. So the accidents is uncontrolled, that is the undesired event. So it should happen unexpected. Unexpected. So we should, as a safety management, we should expect the unexpected. That is the engineering. So we should not blame the people. We should not blame the technology. We should blame. We should not blame the atmosphere what we are working. So we should always expect what may go wrong and what may give hazard and what are the dangers because of this activity, because of this product, and because of this environment. So we should take we should make testing. Particularly, we have to test or make a research on that. So, like, what are the basic to top level research in the different atmospheres and different skilled people and different what are the qualified or whatever the background. So we have to think so many things. So based on that only we should introduce what are materials or activities or other things. So mainly we should have science and art. That's why we should think the accident prevention is engineering, that is science and art. It represents above all other things control. So even you have the science and art, so we should have control on man performance and machine performance and physical environment. Physical environment is a different weather atmosphere or different situations, different surface conditions. So these things we should consider when we introduce any product or when we introduce any activities or other things. So man performance, machine performance, and physical controls. These are the very important, and all these should have the basic control. So once introduced, should have the control on these three parameters. The word control is advised because it prevents and as well as the correction of unsafe condition and circumstance. So Henrich, as per the Henrich research. So now what is the unsafe conditions? That is the unsafe act and unsafe surroundings. So accidents do not happen; they are caused. Okay, so everyone we should accept accidents not happening automatically. Even it is undesirable, unexpected even, but it is not happens automatically. It is caused. So it is proved by the research that the accidents are preventable and because they are caused by human beings in one way or another. So all accidents are result of error, but all errors need not result in the accident. So familiarly breeds contempt and contempt leads to carelessness. Carelessness ends in accidents. So in this main concept, the carelessness is maybe the human error, or because of the human error, the surrounding may get the wrong. So we have a basic classification of unsafe act and unsafe surroundings. These two factors mainly contributes for the any accidents, majority of the accidents and loss of the material or human beings at workplace. So what are the unsafe act? So unsafe act. So unsafe act is a violation of commonly accepted safe working methods, or broadly we can tell as a breaking safety rules. So we know everybody we make one system to be followed, but 99 people, 99% of the people may follow. 1% may or may not follow the systems what we said because of the comfortableness or because of the behaviors or because of the background where they brought up or some other reasons. So we cannot avoid, but that people make these incidents at workplace. So the in general, in basic example, working in unguarded machines. So we are advising to work with the guarded machines, or if you do any maintenance, please set it back. But the people may not follow consciously. So working in unguarded machines, they because of their maybe overconfident, so nothing may happen like this. And smoking in the prohibited area, suppose smoking in the oil storage or any diesel or petrol or inflammable area storage or combustible area storage, the people think it is overconfident in smoking, and these are the unsafe act. And horseplay and standing under suspended load. So suspended load, anything load is particularly using the crane and other activities. So the people may think nothing will happen, everything under control. So these are the basic I am have given for understanding. So This is unsafe act. Now we can say unsafe surroundings, USSR. So USSR is happens by using in the tools or machines and working area. So particularly in the hazardous condition leading to the accidents. So already I told you, these are also because of the human beings. So the machine with the defective guard. So the machine maybe the people may be good. They may not be. They have good intention to work safely, but the condition if it is not good, then we cannot blame the person. So the defective guard is the management or the person who has to set it back. They didn't properly put or corrected. So that is the atmosphere where the people are working, and no warning signals or boards in the flammable area. Suppose there is no warning, what I have to do? Suppose the visitor or some unknown people is going to the new places, so they should have the simple no smoking is a danger. Some of the safety posters or some safety signs should be displayed. What we have to do or what are do's and don'ts. So these are the minimum things we can avoid the major losses of the material and human beings. So the oily floor. So in case of any oily floor or any water spillage, maybe it looks very small, but when it goes any incident, the small drops, even a drops of oil or drops of water or some of the spillages on the floor or this area, it gives a major incidents and major losses to the people and property. So these are the examples of USSR. Okay, so now we come to the principle of safety management. So I already told the safety management, we should break the chain for the accident, that is the loss prevention. So where can we make the break? So already I told the maximum incident, the losses happen due to the this unsafe act and unsafe conditions, that is unsafe surroundings. So you can see the human causes. The 88% of the human causes leads to the loss of the people at the site, particularly at the workplace. So 88%, particularly unsafe practices, lack of foresight, and a wrong attitude. And remaining 10% is unsafe uses of surroundings, it's a plant condition, tool and equipment failure, etc. So, and the remaining 2% is acts of God. So floors and cyclone, earthquake, etc. So these are the basic three behind of any losses in terms of human or material losses. So in all three, particularly these two is the main reason behind of this loss. So once we break this unsafe factor, unsafe condition, definitely we can avoid the injury or losses to the material and the people. So particularly this honesty and social environment, that means, so injury happens because of why? Because of accident. Why accident happen? Because of unsafe act and unsafe condition. Why unsafe act, unsafe condition happen? Because of the fault of the persons. Why fault happen? Because of this. So these are the research behind of the accident. The main root cause is this one. So the personal behavior and heredity and the social environment is a root cause for the injury, for the accidents. So we need to think about how the behavior. So that's why the screening of people for any industry is very much important. If you don't do proper screening and of the person before engaging at workplace, it definitely may lead to a major incident at workplace. So as per the research, we need to have proper screening or proper skill development is very much important for the loss preventions. So this, and again, how we can identify what is the terms, what is the indications there is chance for any major incident may happen or loss may happen, how we can identify. So as per the research, Mr. Bird in 1966 itself, so he has made a research and analysis how we can get this injury. There's a losses to the people or property. So it is not comes immediately. It will give warnings. It will give warning where we are, where we are, where we are. So how it gives warnings? So first 600 times, around 600 times, no loss or to person or property, the indication may happen. something happened, but there is no loss to the property, there is no loss to the person. So it gives 600 times the warning. So in industry or construction and manufacturing industries, so immediately some people will be working without some record BP, some people may not following the procedure set, or some people may not follow the steps 1, 2, 3, or some people the importance emergency equipments they may deactivate. So these are small warnings may be there during the investigations. So beyond this 600, again 30 number of property damage. So because of these small mistakes, 30 numbers of warning will be given to the people. There is a danger in our area. So 30 numbers may be damage to the equipment, damage to the small minor injury to the people, or minor damage to the equipment, and interruption of the our recorded targets. And beyond, even we are not realized and not taken the proper corrective action immediately, then 10 number of minor injuries beyond this property damage. So small this minor injury may be focused, or it may be happening at our workplace. So that means small minor injury means our system is very lagging. Somewhere it is lagging. So we have to be very careful to avoid the serious injury to the person. That may be a fatal. So what the status is given, so warnings will be there before making any serious injury. So we should be very much careful in this stage itself. Small observations, very compliant. So you can take as a compliant. So there is sir, there is no safety system available. There is no proper instruction available. There is no safety signboard available, and I don't know how to operate. So small these warnings coming from the people around the workplace. Definitely, we have to take immediate action by the management. If you fail to take immediate action by the management in this situation, definitely it happens. Then it happens. Then finally it happens. Once it happens, this is only example. Maybe a reputation maybe get damaged. So we can take a Bhopal incident happened in India. So that is a small mistake, particularly during the maintenance, improper maintenance follow-up. So the industry now not in operation condition. So we can take so many incidents like this, Bhopal incidents. So once we focused on this small thing, nothing will happen like Bhopal incidents. So we have to be like a management, like engineers, mechanical department people. Now we become a management director or vice president of the industry or company or whatever the system business unit. So why I advise you, please, when you get a small complaint from your working atmosphere, don't think it's a small. Don't let it allow to continue. If you let it allow to continue, definitely you will be stopping in this situation. So as an engineer, please focus on this warning is a basic itself. That is the message I want to give very strongly here for the future engineers or faculty. So if you are the faculty, mainly faculty members, please educate the people to react when there is a warning itself to avoid the major losses at the workplace or any other areas. So, so now we have discussed about the loss principle of safety management. In this, now we are gradually coming to how we can recover the loss. So only talking, I need to be in safe, I want to be operate safe, no use. For every activities, we need some small techniques to be followed to avoid the losses of property and people at workplace. So we need a small corrections at site. First of all, we need the work permit. So what are the activities we do? Even before starting any activities at workplace, we need some type of approvals or documentation from the skilled or competent people. So we can tell even starting of the industry, we need so many documents, so many approvals required. So like this, for each and every activities at site, at the workplace, we need small approvals from the different discipline people, electrical, mechanical, or civil, or telecommunication people, or chemical. So what are the different people available? So they have to be involved to give authorization to start the job at workplace to avoid the loss prevention of the people and property damage. This is a sample work permit as I have displayed on this one. So after the getting the permit, it needs to be displayed for the confirmation at workplace. Simply getting and keeping the computer or some other place, no meaning, because the work atmosphere will change frequently. Suppose you approved for this atmosphere, it may change some in an half an hour or 1 hour, or after they may take you for permit for morning hours. May afternoon hours it may change. So we need to immediately take immediate action based on these conditions what we have given. So it should be displayed confidently in the workplace to take any further corrections on this. So the main objective of this permit is the main objective, that is the purpose of the work permit, is ensure work take place under safe conditions. Okay, so it's what the job I am doing is safe. So it should be confirmed by in writing, not by word or verbal instruction, by writing and by the competent managers, competent engineers, and competent foreman or supervisor of workplace. So what the activity going to be happen is safe for everyone. In terms of the worker, or in terms of the equipment, or in terms of the environment. So we need to be give confirmation by writing and in this paper, and inform the workers of potential hazards and rules for working safely. So in this paper itself, what are the potential hazards, what are the potential dangers available at this working atmosphere, and what are the basic rules need to be followed, and it should be given as a toolbox start. It should be given as a steps to be followed before starting the job, not after the incident or like this. So before the starting the job itself, we should frame what are the steps, what are the knowledge, what are the skill required for the people, what are the things to be given the instruction. So everything should be written document in the permit system, sir. And control authorization of work with the effective delegation. So we need to be have a delegated people for controlling this loss of material in terms of material and property, and the visibility of work in progress, and provide audit trail, and implement the best practices and comply with act and regulations. So this permit system is mainly as per the act and regulations. So everybody is hello, is audible? Hello.
You are audible, sir.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir.
Everybody getting some input from this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I hope.
I have one clarification. I ask now, otherwise at the end of the session, sir.
Please, please.
One small clarification I want to make.
In case of anything, if you want any clarification, and at the end we will discuss in detail.
Thank you.
What are the things, each and single word, what I am doing, it is to give much value to save the people and the property and the reputation of the company. Okay, please. And these are the permit required for. Why the permit required is required for major and minor maintenance work also. Do not think is required only for major. No, if for minor activity also we need the permit system. That is a written document required. And for the inspection activities, for the construction activities, for alteration or process equipment and cleaning, and entry into confined space. Confined means like tank or any pipe like this, and any excavations. When we do any excavation for the buildings and any infrastructure or any manufacturing excavation, and vehicle entry into hazardous area. So these are the minimum I have given the list. So it will be decided based on the requirement of the working atmosphere. Even for your construction, even for your industry, not only industry, for your educational center. So we establishing in the building for the college or university, you may do excavation. So during the excavation, there is a chance for the human loss. So I already told, no, cave-in accident. So the material fall or man fall in that trench. So the excavation, the maximum people get affected. That is, a loss happens during excavation in the building and other things. And I told the construction activities. So safety is not only to the industry, it's in a building. Our own house establishment also, we need to be much careful on this prevention of loss. So particularly this excavation and construction activities. So again, as per the research, we come to know the 60% of the accidents happens during the first year of the work. So the people like engineers are coming from engineers or some other supervisions or any other staffs coming from this educational background to the industry atmosphere, they may not aware of this. What are the dangers available at the workplace? So that is the reason the people quickly get incidents at workplace. So in my experience, I have seen many valuable engineers and supervisor staffs because of unknowing the small message of the working atmosphere, they have lost their life and the family affected. So the main objective of my presentation is the college atmosphere itself. We should include the safety management in irrespective of the branch, or mechanical or electrical, telecommunication, what are the irrespective of the branch. We should give adequate knowledge, not only for sample. We should give adequate knowledge, particularly safety management, to save their life when they enter into the atmosphere, into the work atmosphere particularly. So we can save the life of, because they're completing the qualification and they're going to the work atmosphere, they're losing their life without any reason. We cannot accept that one. So my suggestion to the management of the college, the Ahmed College, please focus adequate safety information along with your college syllabus to get the good life of the people. And yeah, according to this statistics, in 2019, 25 to 34 were most likely to sustain an injury because of this poor training, poor awareness about the safety. So high quality training is required. So the training can be started from the basic school. Nowadays, the basic school life itself, they have started this the safety. But again, particularly in the engineering background, we need give adequate. It should be compulsory awareness to the people. Then only we can avoid the losses in terms of material and people. So particularly in the electrical, so everyone knows this about the electrical. I already given the many statistics in my previous slide. So the losses mainly because of few factors. So the electrical also I have shown, because of the electrical, the human loss and the fire damage. The fire happens and so when you go the damages, so the basic of this damage is earthing. If you have given a proper earthing, definitely the fire we can we avoided that fire, or we could have avoided the human losses. So the earthing, so we need a proper focus on the earthing. So you can see the statistics: 25% of the all fires due to the electricity, due to the NFPA, that is the National Fire Protection Association, and 411 deaths from the job-related electrical accidents per year, NIOS. Yes. And electrocution, the fifth leading causes of the death as per the news in 82 to 90. And again, about 12 deaths due to electrocution, NCRP, India. And 42% of total fire occurred due to the electrical sources, OSID, oil industry safety reactors. And 8% of that occurred in India factories are due to the electricity. So these are the basic statistics can we take. So when you go investigation on the small the major losses of the property and the human being, so the earthing is the major causes for the incident. So earthing should be very much focused. Even our college building also, I hope the electrical department may have much focus on the earthing. So it should be given on regular basis, not on this required basis. It should be on like a preventive maintenance and periodical inspection on daily inspection. My concern is daily we have to think like as a routine inspections for our college and other atmosphere also. The earthing creates a low resistance path from a tool to the earth to disperse unwanted current. So the unwanted current is passing through this earthing. And when short or current leakage occurs, the earth flows to the earth, so protecting the people from the shock and injury or death. And again, it's to protect from the fire also. So it is passed through safely. Again, electrical, so we know, we should know what are the measurement, what are the single value. You can see only 20, 30, 40, 50, like 10, like this. So don't see the numbers, it's a minimum. So what is the value of the numbers? It's not the meaning. when this even a small number kill the people. You see, they kill the people. So this is the resistance of the human body I have taken. So difficult body resistance. So you can see the dry skin have the high resistance value comparing to the wet skin. So 1000 ohms and is 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh to 6 lakhs. So again the passing through the electrical passing through. So from year to year. So it is 1.1 amps when it is going passing through the body from this like this. It is giving the 220 milliamps. And when it is wet skin 110 milliamps. When it's dry skin, only 1 milliamps. So our body is fully content of the water. Okay, body is 70% of the water. So you are an excellent conductor of electricity. So in fact, just about everything can become a conductor if it is wet. So when your body is sweated, or if you wetted, so your body has become the quick conductor of the electricity, and it is a basic root cause for the major loss of the human life. So need to be ensured it should not be in wetted condition in a working atmosphere. Particularly, you can see the value. So now I have shown the 1.1 amps. So what is amps? A milliamp is 1 by 1000th of the ampere. So now 1.1 amps is more than that, and you can see here 220 milliamps. Here you can see the wet skin have the 110 milliamp, the dry skin have 1 milliamp. So this is the terms from the least to maximum. Okay, so can just feel it. One you have 1 milliamps that electrical things you can feel it, and 5 to 10 milliamps cannot let go. You cannot escape from the atmosphere. So once it go to 20, more than 10, it is a 20, 30, 40, 50, there is a possibility of fatal accidents. There is loss of life. And if it is more than 50, there is a 100% chance for the loss of life. There is no recovery stage. So we should be think of how we can protect as an engineer, how we can be protected. So we should think to save the people at the minimum this passing of this electricity. So as an engineer, we should give some advanced technology to trip systems if it is going beyond this passing through the electricity in the particular conductors. So that is why we are using GFCI, ground fault. GFI is ground fault circuit interrupter, a device which protects against serious shock. So you please check in your college also this GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter. So what I suggest is we should not think loss only in industry. We should think loss prevention at our home also. Even nowadays in our home, the people are providing this GFCI, the ground fault circuit interrupter. Okay, so please, if you're not fitted, please think of. And again, one more thing, loss prevention is major things for communication to the people. One person may do isolation for the activities, and the person may, without knowing this situation, they may activate the isolation. So to ensure proper communication between the people at the working atmosphere, we need engineering control. We need something we can foolproof systems. So that's why for electrical maintenance or anything, we need a lockout. There is a LOTO system, lockout and tackout. So lockout means this is the lock. So this is off condition, is on condition. Once we do any maintenance activity, we make it off. Even our home, we may do some activity in the remote. Some big buildings, they have remotely have some control. So when simply giving the off, no meaning. So we need to have some control on this again as per the engineering requirement. So you put this lock, multiple padlock. Suppose if you have the multiple people involved in this activity, suppose we have 10 number of activities, 10 buildings or 10 equipments have. So 10 equipments, out of 10 equipment, 4 equipment may have the equipment maintenance, or 4 buildings may have. So number of requirements, so we can put. So once this person completed the job, they will remove. So next person completed, they will remove. Next person completed, remove. So how many people require the maintenance, they will put this lock and they will one by one remove. So all the people remove, then only it will from the off condition to on condition. So this is the small engineering control saves the human life. So this is lock on tag out. So you have the padlock and isolation switch and danger tag. This is the danger tag. So the danger tag is for the who has taken this displayed this this control, this padlock. So the details may be added in this for clear message. And again, many people missing to locate the emergency button, emergency stop. So everyone should aware what are the emergency stop to in case of any fire or in case of any loss to the people. Immediately we should react to control it. Sometimes even advanced technology interrupting, that is circuit breakers may get failed. So we need to be the people, skilled people, the trained people, who competent people should be available, and by the competent people, everyone. Suppose, for example, college or any atmosphere, any house also, in case of emergency, where it can be isolated, where I can switch off. So everyone should aware, and even beyond the awareness, we should test it whether it is working properly, whether it is complying the basic requirements. We should know and periodically the status of it. So there is the emergency button always in the red color. This. Okay. So it shall be prominent and readily accessible from all the operator positions, because sometimes we can see emergency systems are blocked by material, or because it's not focused. Because the emergency not happens every day. It happens once in a while. So that time when you see it may not be operable condition, or maybe damaged condition, or it cannot be accessible quickly. So because of that, the major losses happens. So we should ensure it is readily accessible, and please check on daily basis. If any obstacles on the emergency system, please remove it quickly. And maybe it's colored red for if people can understand. And suitably marked emergency stop button shall be mushroom head, and it is a manual reset type. So once it happens activated, it cannot be again reset automatically, because it may be to the fault atmosphere also we can be operated the emergency stop, or maybe some small mistakes. So we cannot go very quickly as automatic. So we need to investigate what happened, why it got dropped, why. We should think a number of whys. Then we try to make it a reset by manually. And beyond this emergency button, nowadays available lanyard type and trip wires also available, like conveyors and other things. We are using the simple the wire tap. It can be operated. It can be operated quickly. So wire tap. Similar devices are available. This manual rest before restarting, not to be used for normal stopping. We should not take as a everyday practice. Switch off on periodically. We should follow at least every month like this, and not to be relied upon isolation. So we cannot use this for isolation of the equipments, and not an alternative to guarding. So we cannot, even as an emergency stop, we should not use as a alternative for guarding activities. So again, after this electricity, as we focused in industrial atmosphere or in the construction as well as the manufacturing and other area, so the major losses of material in terms of material people happens in the confined space. What is confined space? Confined space means even the industrial atmosphere, or maybe even our tank, water tank. You can hear about the human life loss during cleaning of the tank, sewage tank, and like this. So yes, that is a confined space, where daily the people, the confined space is the restricted entry and is not meaning for daily entry and exit, and is not having the comfortable atmosphere to be for permanent occupancy and the particular area, that location. So you see, this is the manhole. So the entry is only once in a while for the maintenance of activity or cleaning of the tank or anything. So if you don't follow the proper procedure in this activity, the people may lose their life. So we have to be very much alert on this type of activities. Even you see our college building, sewage tank cleaning, maybe that. So that is also comes under this category. So be careful on this, even our house atmosphere and other things. So this confined space terms are there. So we have to be much careful on this activity particularly. So we have seen the statistics, the later deaths, 100 reasons for entry into confined spaces happen: routine maintenance, because of the people entering for the maintenance, so, and repair for the any breakdown, repair for the inspection also they are entering, and retrieve the objectives and firefighting. So anything is happen, so for emergency they go inside. They may not be rescued properly because of this damage inside. So these are the reason behind of this confined space incidents. There is a loss of people. So no entry to this vessel. So the board has to be displayed, even it is required or not required to entry, but the safety, the poster, the signboard must be displayed always. If it is damaged, it should be repaired and it should be displayed again. Okay. So after the, if anybody is entering in this, so we should ensure the vessel gas free. So mainly there is a chance for any toxic gases and insufficient of oxygen. So we need to be ensure gas testing before entry the such type of tank cage or any pipe or anything. So we need to be remove the toxic gases. The remove means we need to open and keep open for a certain period and use some of the agents or chemicals or some ventilation method to remove some of the gases, toxic gases, and ensure adequate oxygen that is for the entry of the people is available. So need to do a gas test, and then we can display the board man entry allowed with some again with the proper permit and training and other things. So this also need to be displayed confined space. So keep out authorized person only. Why I am asking this type of boards and other things? So I already told many engineers, supervisors, staffs, workers entering to the site because of these small these boards not displayed because of not awareing what is the hazard, what is the danger. They may go and they will go and check. They will simply insert their head. They may smell what is the gas like this. So they may do some mistake because of I have seen some of the people not displayed this small border, and the people inserted the gate and checked what is happened. During that time, got a toxic gas and died. So this small information saves lives, people. So please. And these are the again major example for the confined space. This is a tank or anything. So the tank means you can take any type of enclosures. So the entry plan for this maintenance. So what are the requirements? Now we can see one by one. First of all, any entry in this atmosphere, we need authorization. So why we want to go and overall is allowed to go. So we need to be fixed properly. And relevant work permit. So what are the permit? What are the work they are planning? What they are plan to do the job. So that should be very clear. So they cannot go or they cannot do which is not planned. And the permit risk assessment. So each and every activities need a risk assessment. So what is the activity? So while entry, what are the possible? There is a toxic gases. So when the toxic gases, what is the control measures? We need to be respirator, we need to be gloves, we need to have some other training requirements, we need medical checkup. So like this, we need the assessment for each and activities. And blind list and diagrams. So we need to be isolated. So like this, the pipelines and other things, we need to isolate. So we need to be isolated. Like this is a positive isolation. Sometimes because when you go people inside, there is a chance for the entry of the material here. So any toxic gases, if you don't do isolate here, again from the nearby tank or nearby facilities, there is a chance some electrical passing through this, and maybe the fan may be activated. So we need to get blind on all sources, mechanical, electrical, and other chemical sources. So it is a blind, it is a blinder, it's a blinder. And attendance sheet. So who are all entered in this area need some attendance sheet. So history of the people who, how many people, when they entered and when they exit from this. So we need this attendance sheet. And the rescue plan. So only we have seen many accidents happens because of delay in the rescue. Because anybody struck up in the atmosphere, we need to be quickly rescue the people. Definitely we can save their life. So we should have the rescue plan, and it should all arrangement. You see now, these are the blowers and fire extinguishers and the SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. So these are the rescue arrangements available nearby. So if anybody struck up, definitely these people can go and rescue the people, and it can be save the life. And emergency contact numbers. So we should be very much ready to get help from external agencies. Suppose if the person get any failure to rescue the people, then we have to contact the other external agency for the emergency. So we should have the emergency contact number displayed at the workplace. You can see emergency displayed, because people may have some doubt, may not be due to the panic. They may forget the number. They may do mistake in the dialing the number, or may not be available the proper communication. Even I have seen during the emergencies, people forget the number due to the panic. So it should be displayed on the workplace. And again, you have to check the rechargeable conditions and other communication devices ready for usage. So again, these are the mandatory PPs. So that is the preparedness. Now, beyond the preparedness, again, we discussed about the last resort. In the control measures, we told from the top to elimination, substitution, engineering, and administrative, and the PPE, personal protective equipment. This is the last resort of the control, particularly prevention of the loss in terms of material and human life. So the helmet. Okay, this is a shoe. Safety. This is not the normal shoe. It's a safety shoe. It's a metal. That is a safety shoe, and anti-slip, and not get immediate fire. So many properties are available in this safety shoe. It's not a normal shoe. And this chemical spill control glasses. This is not a normal glass specs. This is the chemical safety glasses. So it's covered all the area. Okay, this is the coverall. So overall, so it will be covered, and it will not entangle with any equipment. So we need to be put this coverall, and this chemical disposable gloves, the dress coverall overall. If any chemicals or anything, so it should not be get connected with our skin. So we need this dress, and workout height. If you need any workout height, this safety harness. We need to provide this safety harness, and this is the monitor. So once we entered, after clearing the gas, again there is a chance for the changes in the atmosphere. Again, entry of the toxic gases in the workplace. So we need to have continuous monitoring by having this personal monitor on our chest level or breathing zone. And these are the gloves. So gloves is a difference based upon the chemicals what we are using. Chemical gloves, rubber gloves, or some cotton. What are the requirements? So the gloves is many things available, many varieties. So we need to be selected based upon the what is the activities we have planned. And the ear plug for noisy atmosphere we need to control. So we need to have these ear plugs. So this is the self-contained breathing apparatus or supplied air breathing apparatus. So these are the requirement for this type of toxic gases or confined space entry. And normal, this type of respirators is not advised because it may not save the life of the people in case of an emergency. So this type of rescue type, the supplied, the self-contained breathing apparatus or supplied this type of air for breathing is must for this type of critical activities. Even our sewage cleaning and other things. So we need to be focused like this. So then only we can prevent the loss of people for even sewage tank cleaning and other area where we are working in the confined space. I already told we need to have the rescue procedure, particularly for the confined space to avoid the loss of pieces. So they need immediately skilled person to rescue in case of any person fainted in the workplace. So we cannot arrange the people or call, and we cannot wait somebody will come and rescue. No use. So this type of atmosphere will kill the people within short period of time. So when we are working or when we have plan for this such type of activity, we need certain competent people with the rescue items. So this type of rescue equipment should be provided immediately. Then only we can save the people. And these are the documents checklist. What are the confined space entry, attendance visits? So we need to be have document. Only speaking, verbal communication may get failed. So we need a certain type of document so everyone can follow, irrespective of their background. Even a fresh engineer to experienced engineer, if you follow the checklist, definitely they can do it perfectly. So that's why we are always recommending to keep the document, what are the activities they do. And again, we discussed about the previous activity. And now we come to the workout height. So you can see the building, when college building also, you can see the people will be chance for loss of life because of fall from the height, fall of person. So there is a chance because it's not protected for the safe activities. So there is no protection in this. So anybody go to this area, there is chance for fall. So we need engineering control to avoid the loss at workplace. So even fall of objects, electrocution, 16, transport vehicle and miscellaneous. So the fall of person is high in the particular type of activities. So how we can avoid this such type of fall and we can save the life of the people. So please think small like this, makeshift arrangements. So we can think of, even I have seen in my previous company, the person entered to the top of this vehicle and uh, due to the health problem, he fell down and again he died. So he lost his life. So we should think in critical condition. We should not think the person will be always safe. That's why we are thinking, we are focusing on make a risk assessment. So not only in the normal atmosphere, you go for the critical. So that is expect the unexpected. So then only we can give such type of engineering control. So as a mechanical engineer, we should establish such type of comfortable and easy and comfortable and safe work atmosphere by providing this type of aids. So you can see this mobile type. Whenever these things, people can go and do the job safely and they can come back. So even there is no chance to get stuck up with the vehicle or fall from height like this. And again, you see the people using these safety harnesses along the lifeline. So it may avoid the prevent the loss of people. And again, you see this type of scaffolding activities. So we always work at height. We need such type of work platforms. So work platforms should be established like this, one by one. With even during constructing the work platform, we need to ensure the person using the safety harnesses and this, and again anchored in the lifeline with the lanyard. Okay, this is the full body harness. Okay, and a helmet. So this working advantage, these small aids will save the invaluable human life. So these small things, don't think it is not available, is cost effective like this. So please provide and please ensure the people are working safely and we are avoiding the loss. And again, as a mechanical engineer, you please think about the guarding systems. So these are all the major causes for the industrial accidents. So you see the loose dress. Even whenever you go for any industrial visit also, the faculties, when you take people, please ask them to tuck in these dresses. Otherwise, these people may be entangled in the rotating equipment. So I have seen many engineer college students or some people who in visiting the industry, they may not have the proper dress code. So the people may advise before entry the industry, but the already told no, it's a fact. People may not comply the requirement. They may do mistake. So when you do not follow the basic safety, then it may entangle such type of equipment. So in the rotating equipment, you see the people is unguarded machine. It may be get rotated. You see the people got stuck up. So again, this you see is got stuck up. So such conditions, as an engineer, we should think about the guards, the guarding of the equipment. So without guarding, so we should not run any equipment. So whenever the maintenance activity completed, we have to set it back. This type of guarding as advice. I have seen many places this guard is removed separately and kept, and only the equipment is running unsafely. So it should be avoided because this type of major accident may happen. I already told no, accident may happen unexpected time. Okay, it's unplanned activity. So we please think always this guarding is available. This is, you see, this is dangerous. It is separated. So it should be fixed immediately. So now this person can be saved when we provide this type of guarding. These advanced type of guards are nowadays available. So interlocking. So when you remove the lock, the machine will automatically get switch off. So now recent engineering advancement in the guardings. So interlocked guard on the dividers. And these of the bench grinder is available in our workshop also. This having the adjustable guards. So you can understand now very easily. So it's a fixed and adjustable. So sometimes needs some adjustable. Should be guided for this. So adjustable also is available guards. So for each and everything as an engineer, mechanical engineer, we need to be focused on the standards. We cannot provide these guards as per our own idea. So for each and everything, we need to follow some standards nationally, internationally. So like this, we should follow. India means Indian standards available. International means international standard available. So where we are working and based on the, and we should select the optimum. The optimum means low cost and high standard. So safety means we is available from least cost to maximum available. So as our economical condition, we should be the effective optimum things we should think. So what I have given some of the sample this thing. Why I given as an engineer, we should think about the standards. So we cannot make anything without standards. Okay, that's why I focused on this particular standards now. So already I already focused this traffic or logistic control is very much required to avoid losses in the work atmosphere. So the you see this type of 32% has happened, the vehicle pollution, the falling, and other things. So major fatalities, death happened this traffic in certain conditions. So because why all everything is minor mistakes. You can see these photos. So line discipline. If you don't follow the line discipline, so maybe in India or some highways available nowadays, this line disciplines and other things. So by why I'm telling industrial work atmosphere, we should be line discipline to follow this line discipline. If you don't follow, definitely there is a chance for the major losses. So again, this type of I already told unsafe act, they may are distracted here, and there is a poor control. There is no system when reversing, and this is also distracted. So this is small mistake they do, but the major problem is this. So when we do this small mistake, please think about this. So when you avoid this small minor mistake, we can save the life of this person or like this. So please, and you see small mistake, you are inattentive, you are long vehicle. So when we reverse some system or camera or some other flagman, some other small systems to monitor the mistake, then we can save the innocent people like this. And again, in the traffic or these things, the main problem is speeding up the vehicles and like this. Even we put the display the numbers, we follow 30 kilometers per hour or 20 kilometers per hour, but people are following. That is unsafe fact. So you can see the example now. These are the speeds from least speed to maximum 70 kilometer speed. So you see the reaction time and the braking distance. What is the reaction time? Reaction time means we are deciding where in our mind, yes, now some problem happened. We need to have some action. So that mind, think, no, that is a reaction time. And after the reaction time, we need to apply action. That is a brake. So reaction time and braking distance makes the stopping distance. So you see from the 20, when you go 20 kilometer speed, your reaction time is this much and stopping equal. When you increase the speed, it goes beyond some 50, 60, 70. Now I'm giving the only small 70 is not following the people. They are going 120, 140 like this. You, for example, you see for 70 itself, from the 20 meter to 70 meter, 70, this thing from 6 to 21. The reaction time itself is high. Once you have decided to make action for apply brake, it will finish after this much time only. So it is more. Once you take this action, the person already lost their life. So please, when you apply the accelerator, when you're speeding up your vehicle, please think of this. What you are doing. And I already told no, accident is unplanned. Anything may happen in between while you are speeding car. So please think about this speeding engineering way. It's engineering. What I told is engineering and science and the research. See, please advise all the people. And again, what is the defensive driving? So the traffic losses. So when you follow this small instruction like concentration, observation, and anticipation, and because based on my experience in investigation of the small incident, I have seen missing of this or this. So anticipation is not available. So we can see, sir, I was going very much speed. Suddenly it happened. Suddenly speed breaker. So these are the anticipations. We need to anticipate. I missed my observations, sir. That's what happened. I could not give attention because of some problems of this. So small cell, these basic problems make the major losses to the people or property. And when you go for defensive driver, when you go for a traffic, you should be a defensive driver. Who is a defensive driver? When there is a change, he has to change their activities. Suppose for a road and a traffic condition, when you busy road come, the traffic, the speed should be lesser than water. When you go for highway, according to the surrounding, we need to raise your speed. So vehicle condition. So what type of vehicle you have? New vehicle or some condition of the vehicle, what brand? So you have to think on the condition of the vehicle. Okay, and health condition. What is your health condition? How you are? So based on that, also you have to change. And what is the loading? What are the capacity of the vehicle? What way you are taking? So you have to think about that, and according to you have to change. And environment, whether it's rainy condition or windy condition or summer, or so we have to think about the environment where we are operating. So when we change according to this condition, definitely no accident, nothing will happen. We can save the life or we can save the property of the things. And these are the other concept where we are missing nowadays. So economics. So these are the leading causes for the loss of the property and people at site. So ergonomics. Ergo means work. Norms means law. That is a work law. So that is fitting the job to the worker. So we are simply giving the job to the people do the job, because the equipment condition and environment condition and tool condition may differ to the person. Different persons. So we should not think everyone is adapted for this same atmosphere. No, it's no chance. So we are, some people will be height, some people will be medium height, some people will be short. So that also a simple example. So when we go such type of things, we should adjust the requirement. Even our monitors nowadays, adjustable monitors are available. So you can see in the desk, we can adjust the monitors. That is simple example of ergonomics. So according to the person height and sitting posture, we can adjust the monitors. So that is a simple example work session, and we need to make adjustment according to the work atmosphere. That is mainly by the mechanical engineers. You need to be focused on this. This is very much focused nowadays. Work session adjustment, tool adjustment, and equipment adjustment to fitting the job to the workers is very much important. So how we can have control? So we have to make list out what are the tasks we are doing, what are the hazards in this task, and what are the control measures. We have to make a document and a listing out and make analysis based on the different variety of the atmosphere, where the background of the people, from where what background they come from, this or engineering graduate or science graduate, or what are the education qualification, and how they brought up. So different things we have to think. And nationalities, because Indians, their appearance is different, their body parts is different. Some other international companies should think like this. What are the appearance of the people? Even you see the shirt, India has some sizes, in England have some sizes, and USA some sizes. So the numbers displayed. So according to that, we have to think fitting the job to the workers according to our work atmosphere. So it will avoid sudden losses in terms of people and property. So these are the example I given: work session, design, and setup. You see, the people has to stand and work. So it should be in this level. Okay, so he has to make some adjustment like this. So people will be very much comfortable. The stress can be avoided in this. So engineering design to be made in work atmosphere like this. So work comfortably. You see the difference working like this and working this. You see this. So you can see these differences work atmosphere. So we small this adjustment, it will avoid the losses in terms of material and for people at workplace. So again, the pushing means you need to using the rollers. So it will be quickly it can be delivered, and it can be passed to the nearby the requirement. So these are small engineering study to be done at workplace, and you need to take immediate actions. Ergonomic design tools, ergonomic designed equipment, and load weight reduction. So we need to avoid using the heavy equipments at the workplaces. So we have to make easy of equipment. So like this, we can now the heavy weight material is pushed using the rollers, the small mechanical conveyor. Ergonomic control methods, again I given the lifting of the load. Also, you need some ergonomical requirement to avoid this damage to the spinal. You see, the spinal cord will get damaged if you're doing the prolonged period of mistake of these mistakes. So I already told the major losses happens after sudden exposure for prolonged period. So we need some small techniques like this, then we can avoid this human losses. So proper lifting techniques and team fit. So any heavy lift and required, you need to team lift required and avoid stretch and work rotations. We need to rotate the people and task varieties, different varieties, and increase rest breaks. So any work continuously people want to do, need to give breaks in between. Anybody need breaks? Hello? Hello?
Tell me, sir. Tell me, sir.
Anybody need break?
He can take, sir. Another 15 minutes. He can take, sir. He can complete.
Okay, sir. Please. Thank you. Take a 15 minutes break now. Thank you. No problem.
Sir, break, or you finished, sir? Kamalda, sir?
Now it is a break. You asked for 15 minutes break, no?
No need breaks. You can continue, sir. We can conclude at 11:30.
Thank you. So that's why, yeah, this is a very interesting topic. We should not get any tired. Even you miss a small message, some mistake.
You can continue, sir. You can continue, sir. Okay, I am very interesting. Ergonomics nowadays, the chair design, everything, office.
It's exactly correct. What you are telling is correct. So an office, and when we should think about this industrial, it's beyond the requirement. Particularly, I already told you, this working atmosphere. You should think this type of things. So this is a small thing, but it avoids major incidents at workplace. And you think about this work atmosphere and this, you see, small adjustment gives some good to whatever, and especially in this, now you have elevated atmosphere. So these are all some small, because why I'm telling this is small, when you think this is small problem, but it is makes a big accidents when you go for a long time job by the people. So again, this is vibration. Nowadays, vibration also we need to think about the people. The people are using this healthy machine and other things for taking this vibration in the body and getting health affected. This occupational health after prolonged exposure to the vibrations. So we need, as a mechanical engineer, we need to give much focus on this vibration, how we can reduce the vibrations. So even research students nowadays, many people are doing how effectively we can reduce these vibrations. Use the low vibration tools and devices. And these are the other methods. And again, the chemicals, I already told you, the chemicals also makes major losses in the terms of material and people. So these are the classification we have given. As per the, I already told you, we should follow some standards. We should not think our own. As engineer, we should follow some guidelines. So these are the NFPA for chemical classification, National Fire Protection Association, NFPA standards we have taken. So fire hazard, so from the least to high. And again, for reactivity hazard, least to high, and the specific hazard and health hazard. So if you know these things, already I told the people are getting affected because of poor knowledge or poor awareness. The engineers coming from the working educational background to the atmosphere, so even they don't know what is the number. They display only number. What is the number? You have to refer. When you do, we do the number. This. So you see the fire. So the fire. What is the 73 Fahrenheit? 100 Fahrenheit, 200 Fahrenheit. So it's a danger. So one is number, two is giving indication. So when you give the knowledge and awareness to the people, definitely they will be very much alert and they will follow all the requirements. So we can avoid the losses of the people. So this type of standard, we should give education and the alertness and awareness to the people. What are the standards, particularly for the hazards to be given well-versed standards. We should not think adequate. I already told no adequate knowledge. I said I know, but I don't know clearly. It should not be there. You should know clearly what is the numbers indicates. Again, this is the United Nations classification of the labels displayed on these posters. We should know what is this, what is this, what is this, what is. Then only we can be alert. So these are the classification: explosives, compressed gases, liquids, flammable solids, oxidizing, poison, radioactive, corrosion, miscellaneous. So it's numbers given in this. So 1 means explosive. You see explosive, and 6 means poison. You can see 6 where the 6 poison, and corrosive 8 corrosive. You see the 8 is given 8. So when you see the number, it should indicate. So as an engineer, I'm a mechanical engineer or whatever it is. You should know what is this hazards of this chemical. It's a corrosive chemical. Need to be so according to the corrosive chemical, we need to design the pipe. We have to design the pump. We have to design the other requirement equipment. So when you know these numbers, then only we can select the right material for the material fabrication and whatever it is. So that's why I'm a mechanical engineer. Why I need this number? No. Even you are a mechanical engineer, you should know aware what is this chemical, what is the property of the chemical, and how it reacts. So we should know. Then only we can go with the proper activities in the planned job can be completed, and the proper equipment can be installed. Proper equipment maintenance can be done. And we have seen this many situations. The panic in some area, Crompad, gas leak from the tanker. So why it happens? There is no plan in the transportation. There is the subcontractors. This tanker driver is only doing this for 1 trip or 2 trips. May not have a skill to transport this equipment, these chemicals. So it should be avoided. So we need some training and we need some certification, and some approved person only can transport this type of chemicals. Otherwise, they may do such type of mistake, and innocent people will go on nearby this area and get affected. So we need to be very much alert. And we, as an engineer, or manufacturer, whatever it is, we should follow the basic principle. The term called transport emergency, we should consider. So how we can communicate? So I say I am a person. I know about this chemical, but the public may not be aware, or the person who is coming for the rescue may not aware the risk and the hazards of the danger of the equipment what I have. So I need to communicate to the required places. So it can be displayed what is the hazard, what are the chemicals name, what is the emergency number, what can we do. So this emergency label, the transport emergency means we need to communicate by the providing the labels. So you see here, you have seen in your area. So this type. So why I am telling, we have to be very much alert when we see such type of labeled vehicle. That means there's something danger chemical, danger flammable material is transported. So when we drive car, when we drive our two-wheeler, when we passing through the equipment, we should be always safe, because when this tank will get explode, when this welding will failure, as a mechanical engineer, I'm telling you, this welding failure happen in many places because of this discharged the chemical. So as a mechanical engineer, we have the chance to make a proper design of this type of equipment, and the tank and the transportations and other things. And in that way, we can avoid the losses in type of material and the life of the people. And these are the label displayed on this. Okay, so this is the emergency code. So we can have the people when we transport, they have this type of code about the chemicals, what to do, what do and don'ts in case of emergency. So this is the label. What is the correct technical name of the equipment? What is the United Nations number? What is the hazard chemical 3YE? 3Y means yes is written. Y means breathing apparatus. BA for fire only. We have to use breathing apparatus when we attack the fire. So emergency dial number. What is the emergency contact? I already told no. For emergency, we need to provide the number. Otherwise, we may forget due to the panic. And what are the special advices can we do? So 3 why. Why means what is the why? So why breathing? So be a breathing apparatus can be used. So this type of things people as an engineer we should know. Then only we can be very much clear about the emergency, how we can manage the emergency. And this is about the fire. Already I told the many losses happen due to fire in industry, particularly in manufacturing and construction industry, even many establishment infrastructure establishments, buildings also is affected because of this fire. The fire is very, very simple logic. When we focus on this basic concept, definitely we can avoid, we can prevent the fire at the workplace, at our house or anything, sir. So for making the fire, we need three basic elements: fuel and ignition sources and air. So when all three is available in one single location without control, I am telling everything. Oxygen we cannot, air we cannot avoid, fuel we cannot avoid. We have to use it, and ignition, smoking, and electrical. So many things are available, but everything should be under control. Fuel means should be in a proper container. Oxygen, air we cannot control, but ignition sources should not be done nearby fuel. So like this, if you have proper control where we are, so then we can prevent the losses in terms of material and property people damage. So this three is called as a fire triangle. So when any fire happen because of three element, if available in the particular area, definitely fire may happen. Particularly this element should be available under control. If uncontrolled, definitely we can expect. I already told you, we have to expect. So we have to make audit or inspection when we see the spillage is happen and some smoking and other things are there is a chance, or electrical short circuit chances are there. Definitely there is a chance for fire. Even our college or a house or whatever it is, if you put the waste material, waste paper uncontrolled, it is spread out here and there, and somebody may do some smoking or some electrical fault, or may happen some ignition sources, there is a chance for fire. So we should be aware, always control on the fuel. We need proper housekeeping and proper arrangements, proper containment of the fuel, and we need to restrict no smoking in this area, and electrical inspection, electrical settings, or what are the things you need to have proper maintenance, and any damage in the cable or anything, you need to be corrected immediately. Otherwise, the electrical short circuit may happen and fire may happen. So we need to be focused on this too, but we cannot avoid this air. Air is available in the atmosphere. So we need to have control on this only to fuel and ignition sources. We have to be much control on this. And in case of any fire, so how if you do immediately act, so fire will start from the minor ignition sources, from the minor mistake. When we act quickly, definitely we can avoid the fire. So many people I have seen in industrial atmosphere during my investigation, many people not interested to know what is the fire extinguisher, how it can be operated. So that is the problem for the major loss of the people and property at the workplace. So this is a very simple technique, POS technique. So in educational background, POS everyone knows, but in fire extinguisher, firefighting system, the people should know these POS techniques: pull, aim, and excuse and sweep. So we have to pull the pin. If the pin is there, we have to pull the pin and aim the fire. We have to aim the fire, and excuse, we have to press this button, and sweep, we have to sweep here and there. So this is the basic knowledge. If you know, and this is it takes only 10 to 15 minutes for the people give the knowledge. If you spend this time for 10 minutes, the periodical time, monthly once or yearly once, like this, definitely we can avoid the major losses. I already told you the fire will be starting in the minimum this stage. This is a warning zone. I already given all the fire will give the warning. If you are very much alert during the warning stage itself, definitely we can avoid the fire. So this is the curve of the fire. This is the fire growth curve. So this is we have the 4 stages. One is the incipient stage, smoldering stage, and flame stage, and a heat stage. During the incipient stage, invisible smoke. So there is no indication there is a fire, but there is a chemical reaction due to the combustible material and the ignition sources. There is a chemical reaction happen, but the invisible smoke will be there in the incipient stage. We cannot check that one visibly. But again, next stage is smoldering stage. It's a visible as smoke. So this is at least in this stage, at least we can see the smoke. During that time, if we take some immediate action, we can avoid this heat stage, flame stage, and heat stage. When we fail to take immediate action in the visible smoke or this incipient stage, definitely we will meet this flame stage, and in the heat stage. Heat stage is uncontrolled. No one can even approach, and we cannot recover anything. So, as I told you, we have to be very much alert on this particular incipient stage. So nowadays we are fixing the smoke detector, flame detector, and so many advanced equipments are available, like addressable system, addressable fire alarm systems available. So we need to. The main problem is everybody is installing it, but nobody is doing proper maintenance, and nobody is caring about this because the maintenance cost is high, and the person who is coming is getting requiring some other requirements. So when you think about the small investment on safety and maintenance cost, definitely we may lose property damage, or we may get the major property damage or human losses. So please, when you provide this type of smoke detectors or heat detectors or sprinkling system, please ensure proper maintenance schedule is being followed. Proper schedule is following on this. So please follow this incipient stage. So now, so for any emergency, we need to be emergency preparedness. So control the accidents. So that is very important. So that's why we can fix the responsibility and avoid confusions. And these are the emergency preparedness should be available in the working atmosphere. So what are the storage? Small example I given. What are the storage available? So what are the chances? Explosion, fire, toxic, what are the spill? So how we have to react? So that type of emergency preparedness we need to be much worried. And not only the plan, we should give training. It should be ready to attend, because sometimes this water discharge may be black, pipe hose damage due to rat and other things, or cannot be people aware how to use it. So we need a mock drill on periodical stages. So like this. And again, as a mechanical engineer, I want to give one more message about the fail safe. So what are the technology you have? We don't know 100% success, but we should know what are the 100% failure. So in case of any failure, you should not give any disaster. So like in case of lift, what we are going, if for power plant, there's a power blackout, or in case of electricity breakdown, so you should not be a panic. The battery system should be available. The elevator, the lift should come to some nearby floor, and it should be open. So such type of fail-safe arrangement we should think. That is called the principle of fail-safe. Is required for the mechanical engineers and integrated with other advanced techniques. So that's why I told design for success, and design for the failure also. Even if the failure should happen, should be the key part suddenly stop remains, the outcome is intolerable. So the safeguard must be engineered to mitigate or prevent the outcome. So fail in the predictable manner to a safe state. So we should not, in case of failure, I don't know why it gets failed in this. No. We should know, even in case of failure, so it should be slow down in such a safe manner. So fail-safe is a challenging thought, but but an important one. So already I told this is even safety management as per the standards you have. So these things very simply I can give. Whatever the job you do, you have to analyze and develop control measures, perform work, and get feedback, and again go like this. This as per the standards, international standards. So what are the money investing in this? Like this, even a minimum amount we are investing, it gives major benefit to the company or working atmosphere. So investing on the safety, I have seen many things. I already told smoke detector maintenance. So I already told. So smoke detector maintenance needs some investment. So if you spend that small amount, definitely major fire we can avoid. So please invest a minimum, and we can get benefit on this. So when we do work with safe atmosphere, the increased productivity will be happen, and reducing cost will happen, and a greater retention of the employee will happen, because nobody wants to work in a unsafe manner. And again it will improve the morale of the people. again, at the conclusion, I already told you accidents are not happen, do not happen, they are caused. So please think, first slide I told you, think and give control and work safely and be safe. As an engineer, we should be a leader for safety, safe atmosphere. Thank you very much.